Welcome to another episode of Game Time. This week we are at Volcano Vista High School to talk with the girls basketball team and head coach Lisa Villarreal. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Let's jump right into it. You start the week undefeated. You've been barreling through your schedule so far, holding 5 different opponents to less than 20 points. Has this team been tested this year?
I believe every game we're tested. These girls have been battle tested all season. We're that team that everybody wants to take down, and you know the girls are well aware of that, but I think we continue to work and practice to be ready for those situations.
You're the defending state champs. What is this team like as opposed to last year's team that lifted the blue trophy?
We have more depth. I think this is the largest team that I've carried as far as having 13 players on there. We're used to carrying about 10. So, you know, practices are a little bit more intense and a little bit more competitive.
I want to look back and talk a little bit about last year's title game. Everyone knows the half-court buzzer beater shot to win the state title. We've talked to Natalia before about what it was like for her. How about you as a coach? What was that experience like? What was going through your mind at that time?
You know, we knew we had to get the ball in either Natalia or Jalen's hands, and it happened to be in Natalia's. And, you know, just looking at the film as she's going down the court, everyone's just kind of watching it. And when she let go of it, I kind of saw that it was in line from my view, and when it went in, I mean, everybody's reaction just said it all.
How have Natalia and Jalen, since you mentioned them, how have they been playing for you this year?
We depend on them for scoring a lot, and just the other day in practice, I kind of brought it up that we don't give them a whole lot of praise because it's kind of expected of them. And I think they've taken on that role with all that we've given them, and they've really just kind of led the team in scoring and their senior leadership, along with Kennedy and Angela and the other seniors.
Well, plenty of praise here because they're having outstanding years, as is your entire team. You mentioned Kennedy. Wanted to mention next week you have a special game to honor Mike Brown, who was such a big part of this community and this program. We'll talk to Kennedy in just a moment, but what are you doing and what do you hope to get out of that game?
Every year we, probably since about 2014, we do dedicate one game as an awareness game. In the past we've done it for pancreatic cancer. We've done it for child abuse awareness, and right now, you know, with the passing of Papa, we want to bring awareness to the MSA, which is the multiple system atrophy, and it's a form of Parkinson's, and we just want to make sure that we bring awareness to it, let people know who Papa Brown was, not that they don't already know that legend that, you know, in New Mexico basketball. All proceeds from donations to the girls selling purple basketballs, every proceed will be donated to the Papa Brown Scholarship Fund.
I think it's just a way of spreading the awareness of his disease, my grandpa's disease, because it is so under wraps. Nobody's heard of it. We didn't even hear about it until obviously he was diagnosed with it. So just trying to help other people. I mean, it's a really small portion of people who've ever been diagnosed with it. Just more research to it so people in the future can get better help than what he had to go through.
You obviously had a personal connection with him, but what did he mean to the team and the school and the program?
Yeah, obviously he coached the boys, so he was here pretty much every single day after practice, so we'd always go say hi to him. I mean, growing up with all these girls, he was a part of their lives too, as well as mine, obviously, but it's just a deeper connection of trying to play for someone, I think, is really what motivated us last year, and now we have that this year, although he was with us last year all through the state tournament, and this year, I mean, without him, it's even more kind of a push, and my younger brother being here his freshman year, it's super helpful for all of us to just kind of just want to make him proud.
What did he mean to you and the program?
You know, his coaching, you know, he's legendary status, who wins 6 straight basketball titles. You know, the Brown family is a huge sports family here in New Mexico, and he not only meant so much in this whole state for basketball, but the Kennedy and her team grew up with him in the stands and always being their biggest supporter.
You mentioned people in the stands. You've played a couple games without anybody in the stands because of the recent changes in the guidelines. What has that experience been like?
Kind of going backwards. You know, it was fun to at least play last season without the fans, just knowing that we had a season and we were able to get back on the court and play. Now everything's changed a little bit as far as, you know, the cases going up, and we get that situation, but at the same time, we just want to let the girls play in front of their family and their friends, and it just means so much to have support in the stands.
You guys sit in the driver's seat right now, being undefeated, #1 in the polls. When you've won some of these other state titles that we can see the banners on the wall, it's been a little bit of a different scenario where you've taken down the #1 team. Now what's it like being in that position?
It's a first, and you know, along with that comes the pressures of being #1 with a huge target on our back. Every team is just ready to take you down, but we talk about it every day, and we know there's not a game that we can relax, and we got to play through it. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, there hasn't been much of ugly. You guys are averaging, what, 65, 70 points a game. I can't imagine there's much to improve on, but in the remaining weeks of the regular season, then heading into the postseason, what do you hope to see and improve out of your team?
You know, I think we just continue to work on getting that lead quick early on in games, which I think we're struggling with right now, and these girls know it, but you know, we're working on things in practice to get that back into our groove.
All right. Well, you're in a groove right now. Good luck the rest of the way. Good luck the rest of the way, ladies. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
Hey basketball fans, here's your chance to win an NMAA 2022 State Basketball VIP Prize Pack. Just download the NMAA 24/7 app on your mobile device to be registered to win. The prize pack includes 2 passes to the 2022 NMAA State Basketball Tournament, plus 2 Lobo level tickets. You know, those seats in the first 5 rows from the pit floor. You also win a $500 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods, a $100 gift card provided by Sonic Drive-In, an NMAA edition Wilson Evolution Leather Basketball, and a 6-month membership to New Mexico Sports and Wellness. All you have to do is download the NMAA 24/7 mobile app on iOS or Android, and you are registered to win. A winner will be picked during the 2022 NMAA State Basketball Selection Show on Sunday, February 27th. So let's review. Download the free NMAA 24/7 app and be entered to win lots of cool stuff. It's just that easy. If you already have the app, don't worry. You're registered for a chance to win too. Thank you to our participating sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, Sonic, New Mexico Sports and Wellness, and Wilson. Download the free NMAA 24/7 app right now for your chance to win.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today.
Do you love sports? Do you want a front row seat for exciting high school sports action in New Mexico? If the answer is yes to either of those questions, then becoming an interscholastic sports official may be right for you. The New Mexico Officials Association is looking for individuals age 15 years or older to serve as officials in 10 different sports. No experience is necessary and training is provided. If you're interested, call 505-923-3110. That's 505-923-3110. Or go to the website nmact.org and click on the Officials tab.
Hi, I'm Kennedy Brown from Volcano Vista. Welcome back to Game Time.
Each school year, we hear about some amazing student athletes who overcome an obstacle to still get out there and compete. This year, one of those individuals is from St. Michael's High School.
You wouldn't know it by watching practice at St. Michael's, but one of these basketball players was diagnosed with a life-changing condition. It started last baseball season. Derek Martinez, a junior at the time who played varsity baseball since the 8th grade, started to notice something was wrong.
Here's the pitch, way outside, and that's going to advance the runner to third. Wow, tough first pitch there by Derek. Hit him. Martinez having some control issues here.
He knew there was something wrong. It started with just a tingling on the outside of his pinky, and over the weeks it started to progress from one finger to the next until it was his entire hand.
Derek went to a pediatrician, chiropractor, and even neurologist. Numerous tests and MRIs revealed lesions in his brain and spine. Then came the diagnosis. Derek had multiple sclerosis, a degenerative neurological disease.
If there's anybody that can get through this, it's him. He's so much stronger than I am, and he has such a great attitude. He's not letting this stop him.
He's given everything he has to the program, and it was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking because he's such a good athlete. I mean, he moves like a cat, he jumps out of the gym, he has great instincts, and some of that was taken away.
At the beginning, it was hard for me to tie my shoes, button my pants, eat with a fork, simple things like that, everything.
MS is an unpredictable disease. Derek deals with numbness, tingling, pain, fatigue. Even a simple task like writing his name can be challenging, and symptoms can be temporary or long-lasting.
The doctors, when they told us that he was MS, that 20 years ago, he would have been in a wheelchair, and that was scary to hear that. When they said that with today's technology, the medication, the treatments and everything that in there, he can live a normal life.
Derek wasn't going to let this diagnosis define him. Strong and determined, the multi-sport athlete decided to continue to compete. But initially, it was an adjustment.
I get frustrated on myself. I expect my standards, I set those pretty high for myself. But yeah, it was frustrating.
We don't know exactly how long he can go. There's 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Now that he's gotten in better shape, he's able to go longer. But if he goes too long, he'll overheat and he'll get numbness in his legs. And so we're trying to avoid that.
I had to take a step back a little bit, knowing my diagnosis, my conditions, everything that's going on. I just have to keep reminding myself, this is more than I could ask myself of.
But don't mistake his self-assessment as a surrender to his dream of competing. He plans to be back on the baseball diamond this spring.
I'll be dealing with it for the rest of my life. My fatigue, my everything can get better. I can get some sensation in my hand. It can all get better. I can have no symptoms, like it never happened. It's kind of up in the air. That's one of the things with MS is you don't really know.
I wish I could put him in a little box and put him away where it's safe. But encouraging him when he needs it, reassuring him when he needs it. He is determined to not give up on his dreams, and he is still pushing forward.
He amazes me. He's just a go-getter, and I don't think it's not going to slow him down. He's going to continue to strive.
Regardless of what's going on, what somebody has going on through their life, if you really put your mind to something, you can do it.
It's a tough thing. I mean, it's a lifelong thing, and that's the heartbreaking part of it. But if anyone can handle this, it's Derek. He's an example to every student athlete in the state because of his toughness.
Derek Martinez is determined to show others that a life with MS is possible.
Derek continues with therapy treatments, acupuncture, and a change to his diet to help slow the progression of MS. His future of playing college baseball is uncertain, but he still gets interest from coaches all around the country. Derek also says helping educate others on MS is part of his purpose. Before we put a bow on this show, I wanted to congratulate a couple of Spirit teams. The Atrisco Heritage Dance Squad took home top honors this past weekend at the APS Albuquerque Metro Spirit Invitational Dance Competition. Volcano Vista won the cheer portion of that same event over the weekend. And down south in Las Cruces, we had several schools taking first prize at the New Mexico State University Spirit Championships. Oregon Mountain High School won the varsity co-ed game day competition. Goddard High School won the all-girl varsity game day category. Dance High School specialty went to Las Cruces High School, and Dance High School Palm top honors went to Roswell High School. Congratulations to all. The NMAA State Spirit Championships will take place in March. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time. But before we say goodbye, have you downloaded the NMAA 24/7 app yet? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? You could be entered for a VIP prize pack. All you have to do is download the free NMAA 24/7 app. You can get it at the App Store or Google Play. So that's your assignment for this week. When we visit you next week, make sure you get it done. We'll see you next time on Game Time.